listening to ProveText, a Glossa House podcast by Dr. T. Michael W. Halcomb, Dr. Frederick J. Long, Dr. Mario Melendez, Dr. Jennifer Noonan, and J. M. Smith. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to ProveText. I am Michael Halcomb, and in this episode, I'm thinking about three things. And those three things, just like last week's Three Things episode, have to do with ProveText itself, the podcast itself. So last week, I told you about a few new things that are happening. We're bringing on Dr. Mario Melendez, and we're bringing on Dr. Jennifer Noonan, and we've got some great things coming from their respective corners of the world. And today I'm going to share with you three more things that are happening with the ProveText podcast. All right, so here we go. The first thing has to do with the order of the podcast. Now, for those of you who have been listening for a while, you kind of get in a certain rhythm, and you know that on Mondays, right, we've tended to begin with three things, and then after that on Mondays, we have a spoken word. And then on Tuesdays, we have a single episode. We've been doing it like that for a while. 2 episodes Monday, 1 Tuesday, 2 Wednesday, 1 Thursday, 2 Friday, and 1 on Saturday and Sunday. So you kind of get in this rhythm. Well, since we're going to 14 episodes a week, we have to change that up a little bit. And so if you're watching, you'll be able to see on the screen here an image that gives the new sort of calendar, the new way things are laid out. So here we go. This is the last day of July 2023 on this image, going up through the 6th. So you'll see that we've got our 14 episodes laid out here, episodes 412 through 425. And one of the things that I want to share with you all having to do with this order is that on each day, we try to have one shorter episode and one longer episode. So, for example, on Monday, where we have three things, that's going to be a shorter episode, and then SLA Insights, which is going to be a longer one. And then on Tuesday, Greek vocabulary, short episode, and fallacy of the week, longer one. So we're kind of following this pattern every day of the week, right? A shorter episode and a longer episode. The other thing with this is that I tried to arrange things in such a way that on each day there's something happening that particularly has to do with language or linguistics. So on Monday we're going to have SLA Insights. On Tuesday we have Greek vocabulary. On Wednesday, we're probably going to have Greek reading and Greek markup. That's 2. On Thursday, we have Hebrew vocabulary. On Friday, Hebrew reading. The What's in the Name episodes will always have stuff to do with language. And then on Saturdays, we'll have Grammar Point. And then on Sundays, we'll have Greek Matters. But in most of these episodes, of course, there'll be language-oriented stuff happening across the board. But we'll know that at least one of the episodes every day will be focused on language or linguistics, and one will be shorter or longer. So that's the first thing that I want to share with you about ProveText and the upcoming changes. The other thing that I want to show you, I kind of just briefly mentioned it in passing, the second thing rather that I want to show you is that we are now going to have a Hebrew reading. We haven't done that yet. So I'm going to launch that. Hebrew readings. We've been doing Greek readings for a good long while now, and it's about time we had some Hebrew readings. So we'll have those in the mix. That's an exciting addition to the podcast. And you get to hear some Hebrew out loud and maybe practice your reading along with me. The third thing that I want to share with you is that Fred Long, hopefully this is going to pan out. We're still trying to make sure that this is going to work, but Fred is planning to do some Greek markup videos. This is where he'll put a verse up on the screen and go through and show you the parts of speech and maybe how they're connected to each other, like what's the subject, what's the verb, what's the direct object, what's the prepositional phrase, what's the adverb, what's modifying what, those sorts of things. So hopefully we can get Fred to do that. And if we can, it'll be a great addition to the podcast. But I am super stoked about this. This is 14 episodes a week. This is going to be a challenge for us to pull this off. We've been growing slowly. I mean, if you've been following the podcast and subscribing to it, you know that we've been growing this thing. Well, it seems slowly, but it's really probably been pretty rapidly. As I said in a previous episode or previous episodes, we started with just one episode a week and ran with that for months and months. And then we got up to a couple episodes, and then we got up to 5, I think it was, and then we got to 7, and then 10, and then 12, and so we're getting up to 14 here. So this is pretty exciting. 14 episodes a week. We're building a great library of free content for anyone in the world to access that they might be able to help them with their studies, their language studies, and in their spiritual journeys. So those are 3 things coming up with ProveText that I'm excited to share with y'all. And I hope that this podcast continues to be a blessing to a lot of people. And, you can help by liking or subscribing. That'd be huge. And if you can share, that'd be incredible. Help us get the word out about this. So that's it for this episode of 3 Things. Until next time, I hope that helps. And by the way, don't forget to watch Dr. Jennifer Noonan's launch episode that's coming up.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.